Happy Friday. So the fifth of my differences between conversation and communication. As I've said this week, some people communicate really well about the changes, but I still see communication being executed pretty poorly in many organisations. And I was pondering that rather than call it communication, what if we thought of it as conversation? And that would mean that we'd start having a dialogue rather than a monologue. That we'd actually solicit a response and go back to that response, acknowledge the response and provide further feedback. So just using the word conversation changes the angle of our communication. And I wanted to wrap with the fifth one. I'll look at the next five next week to say that when we communicate, if it is a monologue, if it is unidirectional, then it doesn't necessarily involve listening. Because you're not asking for feedback. You're not having, as I said, a dialogue. You're not having a conversation where you can hear what people are feeling, thinking, what they'd like to suggest. And that's really dangerous. I said yesterday that the people closest to the action in the organisation are often the ones, because they're closer to the consumer or closer to the customer, know what's going on outside the organisation, know what the competitors are doing, where customers are going or coming from. And they can tell you, hopefully before you've even proposed a change, what is needed to remain competitive and to remain viable in the industry. But if you are proposing a change, you have to listen to what people are going to say. They could tell you it's the most brilliant idea you've ever come up with, but they could also tell you it's the worst idea and that you're putting the organisation at risk because it ain't going to fly. So you only get that information by listening. And it's about active listening. And like I said yesterday, we don't have to be in the same room with each other to have a conversation where a person speaks and a person listens and another person speaks and another person listens. We have the technology, we have the platforms, we have the systems to enable quality conversations to take place. The thing is, with listening, we have to really listen. We have to remove the filters, remove the biases, so we really hear what people are saying. And when we listen and we think we've heard, we need to play it back. I think this is what I've heard you say, so that makes sure that everybody is on the same page. I'll talk to you next week. Stay safe.